Welcome to the main show, CPR's Clubhouse Live. My name is CPR Jose Ortiz, and this is the night where we count down our personal top 10 songs in freestyle. I call this the night of the Freestyle Roundtable, featuring some of my favorite people of all time. Introducing right now the GOAT. I call him the GOAT, the greatest of all time. His name is Tim Spinnin Schommer. Boom! There he goes. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. This is fun.
Yeah, man, it's going to be great. I'm always interested to see how two coasts compare when it comes to music, especially our genre of music, freestyle. So I'm excited. I'm excited to hear your top 10. For those of you who are not aware, and I'm sure that all of you who are watching right now are aware, this is the great Tim Spinnin Schommer. I call him the GOAT, the Boom GOAT.
The Boom GOAT.
The Boom GOAT. And he is out of Chicago. He's been a mixtape master, one of my favorite mixtape series, Heartbeats parts 1 through 1,643,410.
Monday, yeah.
And just very much respected in the community. Everyone is flooding you with their music. And you know, that's another couple of things I want to get into with you here live. But let me introduce the rest of the panel, sir. Cool. If I may, we have the vinyl assassin, Mr. Cliff Potts, our favorite in-house DJ, and of course, someone who's been in the community for a long time. It's Cliff Potts. And now to round out is the rookie of the show. We have the Knights of the Freestyle Roundtable. Please welcome from Clubhouse Dance Music, Cheryl Rodriguez.
Hey, all right.
So everyone's here and accounted for. Everybody has their name tag. I have Cliff Potts being blocked by the... there you go. Okay. So these are the Freestyle Knights of the Round Table, and or the Knights of the Freestyle Round Table. You can say any which way. The shirt is coming, right? We're going to have the shirt.
Awesome.
That'd be great, right? So we have Tim Spinnin Schommer, Cliff Potts, and Cheryl Rodriguez. Have you guys interacted before? Any of you?
I'm not sure. I'm a fan of Cliff's, and I don't think we've ever physically spoken like this before. This is kind of cool. Right. Yeah. And Cheryl, no, I don't think. I mean, I think I've seen Cheryl on my show a couple times, and yeah, that's about it.
Well, Cheryl Rodriguez is our new Clubhouse Dance Music host. She does our freestyle show at 90.7 FM WTCC. Right on. She was trained by the greatest of all time, me. I'm just kidding. But she is the greatest student I've ever had. She's a student of the game when it comes to freestyle. She did a whole year of training class before she was even able to touch the mic. And she had a lot of freestyle homework for a whole year before she got to go live and graduate from class. But we have Cheryl Rodriguez here. And of course, Mr. Record Pool himself, Cliff Potts.
Awesome.
All right. So let's talk about freestyle as a whole. Let's talk about freestyle as the genre itself. How do you think freestyle has behaved in 2020, Cliff? What do you think?
Behaved? Not as good as the music that came out this year. That's definitely the truth. Hopefully 2021, I think there could be some incredible collaborations as long as the individuals put the egos aside, right? I think from an artist and a DJ, you always walk that line of confidence and cockiness, right? Because I gotta have it. But you got to put it aside and say, hey, for the betterment of the genre, let's just get together and put out something better than what 2020 was.
Now, Cheryl, are you how do I put it? Do you regret coming on after you've seen all the drama this first year of you being on broadcasting and the freestyle community as a DJ and host of a radio show? I can't hear you. Do you have a mic? Did you turn on your mic? She's so scared of the fact that her first year, she's speechless right now.
I think that helps. Does that help?
There you go. So your first year has passed, right? You've done your first year of broadcasting live, and you see how the community has been behaving. So how do you feel? How do you feel after your first year? You regret coming on, or?
Of course not. I don't regret it. Not for a second. Not for a second. I
Did
keep my nose.
Did we scare you away?
No, not at all. I mean, it's always been that way in this genre. Unfortunately, it just seems to be part of it. It comes with the territory, so to speak. A lot of people have a lot of growing up to do, and it just never changed. I mean, even when I was in my 20s, they still act the same way they do now. It is what it is.
For some of you who may not know, this is Carrie from the King of Queens, and she's our version, right? I just finished the series today, by the way. I saw it all the way to the end. I finished it after a few weeks of watching it over and over again, every day, episode after episode. But Tim, you're on the Chicago area. You've been a mainstay for so many years. Have you had a lot of music submitted to you in 2020?
Absolutely, it doesn't stop. First of all, King of Queens is my favorite show. I love the show. You know what? I think a lot of great music has come through, really, and I think a lot of people have really shined. And I don't want to mention names, but let's talk about Lisa B for 1 second. Lisa B has been one of those that's been bubbling under for a long time, and could she be any nicer? Really? I mean, she's so
absolutely. Cool. She's made my top 10 somewhere. I know it's made somebody's top 10 in this team here, but
she's so cool. She's so talented, and I really think. And I've been telling her since 2006. I go, "This is going to be your year. This is going to be your year," and I've been lying to her. I've just been, gearing her up, and I think the best is yet to come for sure for her. I think we're still going to see a lot more from her. I know she's teamed up with a few different people, and she teamed up with TKA. The Raul Soto record, another great record. I mean, I think these, hopefully it's not the end. And a lot of music coming through is the answer. Yes, a lot of music. We have seen a lot of music is the answer.
For me, Alyssa B is the writer of the year. She gets that with high regards. Nobody can compare in 2020. She's written so many great songs, Slipping Through My Hands being one of them, Memories of Love. We could just, the Cynthia Figueroa record, Now That You're Gone. I mean, she has just a big list for 2020. So definitely she gets writer of the year for me. Mm-hmm. But I'm interested to see how we all compare when it comes to our personal top 10. And that's what we're here for. We're here to count down our personal top 10 countdown. Who wants to go first?
So we go from 10 to 1, or we going 1 to 10, or how do
we're going from 10 to 1, right? And you are allowed 3 honorable mentions. So if anybody has honorable mentions, right? I got 3 myself. I'll start with my honorable mention. Number 3 for me as an honorable mention, I have the First Family of Freestyle, Don't Call It Love, with TKA, Cynthia, and Judy Torres all together in one. My favorite part is that we all know that Judy Torres is a life coach. So in the middle of the song, she starts life coaching both TKA and Cynthia on their relationship in the story of the song. So I thought that was really cool. So that's my honorable mention, number 3 on my list. Anybody got an honorable mention they want to share?
That was one of mine. The honorable mention. I was going to mention that record. I think that's a good one. So I'm just following suit. Yes, I agree.
Did you like the old school flavor of it? Like the beats all from the era where we like those beats that like that Tony Moran, that Latin rascally flavor of beats?
Absolutely. Tony was in there too. And just the fact that Andy Panda wrote the song, man, home run. Love the song. It did flag, it flagged me. It started flagging me on Facebook. So I kind of backed off on it early, which ends up happening a lot with me. But probably one of the greatest records of the year.
That's a great point. You're trying to stay on, and you're trying to play as many of these songs as possible. There are a lot of songs that are flagging you and stopping you from continuing your show. So that may be a reason why you may not spin something as much as you want to.
Yeah, I think Kay was definitely a force on that record. And then Cynthia always sounds amazing too. I think I really believe in that record. That was such a great record. And let's just talk about it for a second. I mean, you mentioned Judy being on the record. We could have taken Judy off the record. It would still have been a great record.
Right, exactly. I just like the fact that she goes in there. She's like, let me tell you how it is.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. Yeah.
I love that. Anybody else would like to share one of their honorable mentions?
Honorable mention meaning one that didn't make our top 10.
That is absolutely correct.
That was one of mine, but you said 3, and my second was Jay Mazur's Breath Away.
Jay Mazur, the Prince.
Yes, sir.
The good thing about Jay Mazur, in my eyes, is the fact that he goes to any area of the country and
He's insane.
He earns his audience. I mean, people are attracted to him. As soon as he hits the stage, the personality is there. He's humble, and he's quick to he reminds me of that uncle with the glasses down, and he's just waiting for you to say something that's not factual, so he can correct you. And I've seen him do it many times. But just a great artist, a great person, a great choice right there. What about you, Cliff? Do you have someone on your honorable mention list?
I do. Spread Your Wings, Quad LeBay.
Wow, what a song that was really a song that was forgotten about, of course, and not only. What was that again, Tim?
I'm sorry. I'm going to take notes. Good. I'm taking. No, I'm writing that one down. I don't think I played that much. All right. Good.
So, Quad LeBay, Spread Your Wings was meant as a dedication in the death of one of the members, Rogelio Aponte, and it was kind of those songs that we played for a month or two, and then it just went by people's playlists. It went by the wayside. Like it wasn't really focused on. That's a great honorable mention. To really focus on that, we got to do better in 2021 on not allowing some of these great songs to fall through the cracks. What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Can I mention? I want to talk about probably the hardest working person in freestyle music, and she, I think, knocked it out the box with Against All Odds. Let's talk about Stephanie Bennett for a second.
Sure.
I mean, she's had a bunch of songs that didn't really. They weren't really home runs, but I think she really, that's why I want to talk about her, because I think she really worked hard for it. And I was so excited when this record was just did what it did. Stephanie Bennett, Against All Odds.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of views for that on YouTube. I've seen her traveling to special parts of the country to perform that, especially Texas. They love her. And she's one that does work hard. She earns every bit of it. And she does it. She gets down and dirty. That's the good thing about her. She is always trying to better herself and always trying to, find ways to communicate and share her music with her audience. About a year or two ago, she did a packet of CDs called For the Fans. And she mailed them out one by one, these 5 CD sets with all her music that she's ever recorded or re-recorded. Like she went back to the studio in Jersey and she recorded every single song she ever did with Tasmania, did new vocals, new mixes, and sent them out to DJs. And it's actually called For the DJs, and I have my set here. But great mention, Tim Schommer. Anybody else want to share honorable mention? I have 2 more. Anybody have any?
I'll share another one after Cheryl and Tim.
Good.
All right. I have my third that didn't make it in was Happy Now, Taina.
Perfect. She's also on my list. And it was difficult because that's the most requested song in my house.
I know. Well, mine too. And it's the only freestyle song I could get my kids to listen to because I don't like to admit that I didn't raise the next generation. Like they screwed me on that one. So they love that song. Happy Now in my house. Me too. But yep.
Taina, I sing that to my dogs. My stepdaughter sings it. My girlfriend wants to punch me in the face every time I open my mouth because in the morning, that's the first thing I say to the dog. Are you happy now? But not in this voice, in a different doggy, the doggy voice. And then I sing it and then I make my own words to it. I mean, it's just, I just love the track. And the reason why I love the track is because it's new, it's peppy. It's not typical freestyle. It has a hardcore, ominous beat produced by Angel Mena and NSR Recordings. And I just think it's a good, fresh way, a good take of presenting new music to a new generation. So shout out to Taina, Angel Mena, and 6 Sense. Cliff Potts, is your turn.
So this year, I said was a really good year for freestyle. So all these ones that are on the bubble could have easily been top 10 any other year. But I'm probably going to get some slack for this somewhere. But Forever by Shy.
Absolutely. I think that Forever by Shy, and of course you're the Sarge, right?
The video is the best.
Yeah,
I'm
you
biased,
made
of course.
you made your acting debut, and it's you're just sitting there. I'm like, look at this man. You play the part well. It was very well done.
Those acting lessons in 4th grade for the school play worked out really well.
Yeah, well, I was dopey in Snow White, but that's another story for another time. Shy's Forever, a great concept for the video. You got DJ Richie Ridge, Edwin Ramos, Ty Bless, Clear Touch, all as ops, and they're going in with weapons, and is it like a cinematic freestyle universe? Like the Shy SEU. You know what I mean? That's a great song. I also like the homage that he plays on the song for 2 different songs. He paid homage to Artie and Chrissy Aye's Secret Lovers as part of the song. There's a melody as part of the song, and he also plays tribute to Clear Touch as well on the song. Some hidden gems there in that record, but great choice. It's going to be difficult to really put that on the countdown since Shy removed himself from my countdown. So we're going to find out where he lands and what happens this year. Cheryl, do you have any others?
I do not. Do you? Because you haven't sent one yet, or another one.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, this year, Stevie B put out an album, and that album was it's a great album. It got some really good songs on there. When the Heart is Calling. It's a great song. I think if you listen to the words, he's talking about when you need me, I'll be there. It's like a superhero type song. Of course, Bring It All Back. It's a song about bringing music back to the roots, to where we used to, have fun, go to the skating rink and have a good time. But for me, the duet with he and Jenny Renee, It's All Right. It makes my honorable mentions list here on CPR's top 10 of 2020.
Mine too. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. That album was great. Jenny Renee, that whole combination, that link up was really cool. And I would agree with you 100%. Also, my honorable mentions is the All Hooked Up record by Jenny Renee. I put them both together.
Yeah. At the end of the year, she put the remix with Cynthia Figueroa. And so that was actually our number 1 song for 2019 for the entire year. And what people need to understand as artists who are watching this right now is that she did it the correct way. So she came from Florida. She debuted her song on my show, and she debuted the regular version, right? And then the song played for 6 months, and then 6 months later, here's the remix with Cynthia Figueroa. So it extends the life of the record. In a world where we live right now, we have people with short attention spans, and we get rid of music really quickly. I mean, we just gave some examples like Koala Bay, Spread Your Wings. So for artists, my suggestion to them is to develop a plan for your song before you release it. So if you're going to have people guest on your record, you want to space it out so you can get the most bang for your buck when it comes to your song.
And I'll follow that up with, while we haven't got into it yet, my 10 and 9 songs, which were tough to do. I based it exactly on that because they did have remixes that came out, which extended the life of the track. And while they're my favorites, I also looked at it as who's had playlists the longest, from multiple DJs, from multiple stations. And of course, we're, some of my favorites. So that was a key. So all the artists out there, listen to Jose, because that's how you made it onto my 10.
What about you, Tim? What do you look for an artist to do when they're trying to promote their song?
What do I look for?
Yes. Do you agree that maybe they have to extend the life of that record to get the most of it? Or what do you look for you to be like, I'm going to play this for a little while?
Yeah, that's a good question. I kind of feel like, am I wearing this out? Am I beating a dead horse? What's the reaction? I kind of watch the feed. I kind of watch the numbers on the side. I don't want to, I don't want to feel like I'm playing the same things over and over and over and over. At the same time, I want to play the hottest music. So what can an artist do? That's a good question. I mean, remix it, I guess is the answer, or give us different variables. Like here's the mix, And then a couple of weeks later, oh, here's the acapella, or here's some bonus beats, or here's a dub. And that way, hey, I've been playing this version for a while. Now I'm going to, maybe mold it to something else, or, I can play it in a different way. I think that really helps. One
thing that I admire about you, Tim, is that you make your own versions of songs. I could give you an example. "Haunted" by Charlie XO. I mean, when I first listened to it, I was like, okay, it's a cool record. But then you touched it, you put the Thriller spin on it, and you did that backwards, which I've been talking to you about for a while.
Yeah.
And to me, that made the song more interesting. I know there are people reaching out to you and having you make Tim Spinning versions so they can release it. So
that's exactly right. I mean, me editing music, that goes way, way, way back. I've got issues that go way back that's just, some people do puzzles, some people play video games. I like to, have a little, I'm going to play my own mix, and then, anyway, that's what I do. I got issues that go way back, and I'll be working on tomorrow.
Let me tell you, one of my biggest, I'm not jealous of you in any way, shape, or form. The only time that I'm jealous of Tim Schommer is when he has an acapella of something that I don't have. Like there was one specific mix you did with Marisol's "Beginning of the End," and it was the acapella. I'm like, how did he get the acapella? Did you make your own acapella? And I'm sitting there in my car thinking about, how did he get the voice by itself? What equipment does he have, and how do I get in contact with him so he can tell me how I can make my own acapella?
Let me tell you, I just found this new app. It's called Extracts Stems. It's not very good, but you can get just enough that if you play something underneath it, it kind of works. But anyway, I'll be looking for the mail from Extract Stems.
But you've been doing it since the '90s, though. I don't know how you.
But
I don't know how you do it. That's for me what makes you the GOAT. You know what I mean? You just find these ways to make songs more interesting. You know what I mean? So,
I got to tell you something. I got and I'm not trying to brag, but if you want to listen, I'll tell you. And name drop. But I just reached out to Tony Moran last year, and I said, "Hey, man, because it was something that he was working on. I just called him and said, "Hey, man, this is cool. Hey, next time you're in the studio, would you mind doing this thing for me?" And he's got this thing to see him over there, and he did the dance with me a cappella with my name in it. Are you kidding me? And I'm like, I got a hole I get dug a hole in the backyard. I'm ready to just lay down because I'm done. So, Tony Moran singing my name.
I wrote that on my list.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. So
it's like go to the store and buy milk. Kill Tim Spinnin Schommer for having that. It's part of my list.
I'm telling you, I don't take that stuff for granted either. I love it. I'm so blessed by just being in the right place at the right time, I think.
Everybody here has had that opportunity to pass on a record, and you pass on it because you find that it doesn't fit your programming. Is it hard for you to tell someone, Tim, that you're going to pass on the record, or do you tell them they suck, or are you nice, or how do you reject songs?
Sometimes it's you only have so many. You want to play, you want to make everybody happy. But I think for me personally, and we've talked about this before, I think too, I just try to, you kind of call them as you see them. It's like, hey, listen, I don't like the mix on this. I don't like this, the way, there's something about the song that you want to be specific about. Usually the production's awesome. Maybe the vocals aren't hitting you right. And then, or you can say, it's not my cup of tea. I was a Billboard dance reporter for like 25 years. So, I mean, once you develop those muscles to be able to, express what you like and what you don't like, you'd say, well, I'm going to hold off on that one. Maybe somebody else is going to have better success with it later. And then then I'll come back later and we'll revisit it. But in this time, I'm going to pass on it. It's not really my cup of tea. And so, and you got to be honest. I mean, you can't like everything. And here's the thing too. We just talked about this. Somebody somewhere spent a lot of time producing this. They made sure that the snare's hitting right. Listen, it's going to sound like I'm off on a tangent, but I saw a video for a song called "Let Me Smell Your Dick." All right. Now, not only was there a song and production and they had an engineer, but they had a video for it. So just because I don't believe that's a song that I'm going to be playing, it doesn't mean that somebody else somewhere is not going to like that song. And I'm sorry.
Definitely made my top 10. That song.
That's all. Okay, cool. Well, there you go.
It'll be on there.
But I always think about that when people are asking me about what I think about. I mean, there's some great records, and I believe me, I've passed on 1 billion of them, and I go back, what was that song? Oh yeah. But then there's other songs that I've heard, and I go, what is that jam? That's a jam. I gotta play that, and then I forget about it. And then 2 weeks I'll go by, and I go, what is that song? That's a jam. I gotta play that. He goes, dude, that's the song you asked about 2 weeks ago. I was like, so I know what I like, and I know what I don't like. So anyway.
What about you, Cheryl? Have you had to say no to some songs?
I have, yeah. At first, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you. Stop yelling at me.
I moved my mic. Sorry.
Stop yelling at me.
At first, it was I was more catering, and I was afraid to tell them I just didn't like it. But as the year went on, and more things came my way, and I started to understand, it's not about pushing someone's ego. If they're looking to do this and make this, their business, they have to be good at what they do. They have to put effort. They have to try. They have to have good vocals. They have to have good production. They have to, try. And if I don't hear it, I mean, and some would say, well, what the hell do I know? But, listen, I've been around for quite a while, and I think I know a pretty good song when I hear one. And when I don't, I have had to tell people in the most Cheryl-est, nicest of way possibles that, if you just try to do this a little bit more, maybe it would sound better. Or try this. And I've come to you with songs and just, but I
honestly thought that I did not rub off on you, but I'm so proud right now. What about you, Cliff? How do you reject a song?
Yeah, I mean, I don't play it, but I think to Tim's point, you kind of build it up. Going back to the time when I was a Billboard reporter, God, for an eighth of what Tim was, but that time, and then you had your Monday night artist feedback, which we talked about before, where you would go to a Monday night RPBC event and artists would perform, and then you're actually giving them feedback on their performance or on the track. You got used to just telling them, hey, I think it's missing this, or I think you need to do this. Whether it's production or vocals. And the other piece is there's some, and Tim hit it on the head. I'd say, what the hell is this? And 2 weeks later, it's charting on Billboard, or I'm in a club and it's playing. I'm going, did I just miss something? And I'm guilty as well.
And I mean, and to that point too, it's like, what am I missing? Why are they playing that record? Right. Maybe there's some other thing in the background that's like, but still, it might still not be for you. But I mean, if people are coming to you and saying, what's wrong with this song? And then you say, well, I'm not crazy about the lyrics. I don't like or whatever it is. I'm not crazy about the lyrics. There's nothing, you give them feedback, real feedback. And right. Sometimes people aren't, they don't want to hear it. That's the problem that lies, because if you're going to ask me my feedback and you don't want to hear what I have to say, then don't listen to me. And I'm not trying to make me enemies. I'm only one guy. My dog might like it. My wife might like it. My kid might like it. I'm just the guy at 7-Eleven might like it. It's not just for me personally.
But because of your status in right. the freestyle community, I think that's the reason why people take it to heart. For me, I've created a new way to reject songs, and I'm going to let you guys know on the secret. I avoid them. I don't respond.
There you go.
Yeah.
I hit block.
There you go. You had to say maybe it'll go away. That's what I do with my bill. Yeah, that's.
I still haven't answered Louis Marte on the feedback on the song. I still have a list of people here that I haven't given feedback to.
Well, that's how you keep friends too. So.
Exactly. That's how I keep friends. But we had a discussion before about the A-Love featuring Mellow Man Ace freestyle version, the Spanish Harlem version. I've had this discussion with at least 3 of you on this panel, but they went back and they did some of the things that I asked them that they should do, and so now I am playing it. So it's you do change your mind. They took off one of the rappers in it. They fixed the vocals. They blended it perfectly. They matched the vocals to So it's like, oh man, now we can spin it. Let's see what we could do with it.
Perfect. Give me that copy.
I will send it to you.
I need that one. That's the one I want then, the fixed one.
Absolutely. All right. Well, it's time for the nitty gritty. It's 9:30. We've been all right. Let's see. Ladies first, right? So Cheryl Rodriguez, what is your number 10 song for 2020? Who do you have on your list?
We're working back. Can I just make one thing clear before I give you my top 10? I'm gonna. When we first started doing this, I had thought originally we were supposed to really dig into some research and give you the top 10 best songs of 2020, right? And then I start looking at what you're posting, and you want our favorites. So then I start saying, well, my show's going to get canceled because you're just not going to agree with nothing I'm picking.
Well, this is your test. That's why we have Tim Spinnin Schommer here, and that's why we have Cliff Potts. They're all going to grade you on your choices.
I'm okay with that. But I wrote both lists. So when you tell me to be prepared, I'm always prepared.
I know. That's why you were my A student and poor husband of yours who had to deal with you through all that.
Yes, I do feel bad for him.
Big shout outs go out to Jose Rodriguez and not from Pure Pleasure.
Number 10, Black and White, Pure Pleasure.
Good. Nice. I guessed it.
Look, and that's after, look. We all talked about how long this took us to go through. I'm still not even certain I can settle on this top 10, if my life depended on it, but it is what it is. So there you go.
Number 10 for Cheryl Rodriguez is Black and White by Pure Pleasure. Cliff Potts, who do you have?
Well, I've gone through, I think 200 of these today. So number 10, Apology IOU, Louis Martin.
Oh,
good one.
Good one.
Nice.
And that's the one that I talked about 10 and 9, having that longevity, which really kind of put them over the top. And I enjoyed the original. The remixes were incredible as well.
That was my number 11, and I'm not joking either. It was really hard for me. I put it on the top 10, then I took it out. Then I compared, and then it was bad, but I do love what DJ Merc One did with the retro mix. Every time I play that version of the song of Apology IOU, I feel like I'm on Grand Theft Auto. It just makes me back to PlayStation 2. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool. Schommer, Mr. Boom Goat, what do you have for number 10?
So for number 10, I wrote and like you said, Cheryl, it's a snapshot of just something that I was working on. That. So number 10, I wrote Dallas Dragon. Ooh. And the Way That You Love Me, kind of together. But the Dragon record, I think, was a big record for us this year.
I didn't think that Adeliz can put out a song about a dragon, because I heard the snippet and it said Dracatus, and then they put the sample of it, and I'm like, why, what is this happening? But I can't believe that she pulled off a record like that about a dragon. I think that that's pretty amazing. That would have been for me my number 12 probably on my countdown, whatever. But I think that she did a great job this year. She released 3 tracks: The Way That You Love Me, Dragon, and then Love Crazy. So she's been busy. She's been out of the loop for a while, but she came back with a vengeance, right? With 3 songs in 2020. So congratulations going out to her. My top 10 starts right now. And let me see if I can get the image up, because I was supposed to be all, trying to. Oh, it won't even let me. All right, it tells me that I have to remove one of you if I want to put it up, and I'm not going to do that. All right, I'll remove Cheryl. Bye, Cheryl. I'm just kidding. So here's my number 10. It's Carlos After Dark Barrios featuring Sammy Zone. Believe in Love. My number 10 for 2020. I fell asleep to the song a lot. It was I just kept on listening to the lyrics, the vocals, the radio version. And as a matter of fact, my favorite version was not the Carlos Barrios version. It was the other version, the version by the
Beat Mechanic.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Was it the Beat Mechanic?
Yes, the Beat Mechanic. And I loved the radio version for some reason, because it just popped in with Sammy Zone's vocals, and it captures you. The radio version really captures you, and takes you for a ride. So it starts off slow and it builds to a crescendo, and then you hear Joey May, C-Bank all the way at the end, and you're just so excited to listen to that whole radio version. And then the beat is it's great. I love that song. So for me, number 10, Carlos After Dark Barrios versus Sammy Zone, Believe in Love.
One of my favorites of the year, I'm telling you. I don't want to give anything away, but it might become one of them.
It was hard for me. Let me tell you, I'm a freestyle enthusiast, right? So, and all of you here I share the same sentiments. That's why I have you here. And when it's hard to pick the best songs of 2020, you have a great panel. So I'm really excited to have you guys here. Let's move on.
Can Carlos Barrios do any wrong? I mean, even as it's great. He's great. Anyway, so
and then what Carlos does is he teases you with vinyl. He's like, you're gonna buy the vinyl first. So you're like, you get 2 copies of the vinyl because you need to have it. And then there are some collectors out there that are like trying to get like the test presses, and they're fighting and trampling over each other to get one. But once again, my number 10 is Sammy Zone, Believe in Love. Excellent track. So, Cliff Potts, it's your turn to give us your number 9. Please go ahead.
This was tough. I mean, you would think that 10 would be the hardest, but 9 for me was even harder. and once again, while this song came out originally, it made my list because of the remixes. And it's This Is Life by Jesse B.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we have This Is Life by Jesse B. Tim Spinnin Schommer, what do you have at number 9?
This Is Life by Jesse B.
Awesome.
Actually, it probably could have been higher for me because it's such a great record and I love Jesse. Yeah, there you go. Probably one of the greatest records of the year. And you know what? Every time I play this song, I get goosebumps. Yeah, it's a real record.
And that's a song that he dedicated to people who suffered and died from COVID. He did a video for it. So big shout outs go out to Jesse B. I know he's a mainstay in Chicago. We've had him here in Massachusetts. And so legacy for us, they're like one of the greatest groups to ever do it. And then to have Jesse come back and start doing solo projects. I had a conversation with Jesse about a year ago. Yeah. Where he was named the Ortiz Rodriguez number 40th spot, the newbie spot, which we'll talk a little later. But I had to admit to him that there were people here in Massachusetts that would come to CPR's Clubhouse when I did a Saturday morning show. And I had a group of young women that came to my show to sing a response to Girls Do It Just for Fun. And they created their own rap and everything. And it was Flor, and I always forget her cousin's name, but I have it recorded on a cassette. I cannot find it, but it's something that I take pride in because back in the day, when we had CPR's Clubhouse at 103.5, a 10-watt radio station, it felt to me like it was a 50,000-watt radio station because we used to go from 6 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon on Saturdays, and we would play freestyle all day. And we would do some crazy things and discover new artists. But for me, that was a highlight because we were doing a 24-hour marathon from 6 in the morning to the next day at 6 in the morning. And these young ladies came and did a retort to Girls Do It Just for Fun. And I can't wait to find it. I need to find it. And I told Jesse about that. And by the way, too, I know the whole entire rap to Legacy's Girls Do It Just for Fun.
I've heard you do it.
Yeah, it's just one of my favorites. As you can see, Tim stepped away. And right now we're talking about number 9. So for Cliff Potts, it was This Is Life along with Tim Spinnin Schommer. They both agreed that Jesse B's This Is Life is their number 9 song for 2020. So Cheryl, that's you're next.
All These Memories, Chrissy Ais.
Nice. Chrissy Ais.
My favorite.
It's one of those songs that tells a long story, and I love it. It reminded me of like back in the day when you used to have that 10-minute, 15-minute version from Micmac.
Crying Over You, Suave? Did I say that?
He still swears that he does that note in the middle of the song. I know that he doesn't. But number 9 for you is Chrissy Aiza's All These Memories. What a great song.
Yeah, I loved it. It was like earwormed in my ear for like the longest time ever. I really love that song.
My number 9 is Willie Valentine's Dedicate My Love, a song that he dedicated to his wife, Cynthia Figueroa. And it's the rule that we were discussing earlier on. Willie Valentine released the original version, and then he released the remixes, which, gave the track a long-standing spot on the countdown. But, Willie Valentine singing about his wife, and it's not the first song, but this story is about redemption and winning the love of his wife back. And I just thought it was excellent for him to, put himself out there all these years later to write about that story of maybe he may have lost his wife if he didn't act, or if he didn't, get his shit together, if you catch my drift. But Dedicate My Love by Willie Valentine, my number 9 for 2020.
And he's so good.
Yeah. To me, he's been an outstanding producer of 2020. To me, he's the producer of 2020. Not only because he produced Slipping Through My Hands, it has nothing to do with that. But if you really think about the body of work that Willie has shown in 2020, not only has he done the songs for his label Artistic Recordings, but he's remixed a lot of songs for a lot of artists in 2020, including Jesse B, including Diddle D, Andrea Martin, remixes for George Anthony, remixes for so many people.
Same.
Yes.
Let's not even talk about 2020. Let's talk about. I think if there's one guy that has held the whole genre together, and just by constantly putting out content, I think Willie Valentine should be wearing that crown for real. I mean, he's just like a nonstop. He's a hit machine. He's probably writing them right now.
Crown or championship title, I don't know which one, but again, I can't say enough. I think that Willie Valentine took he took a backseat in 2019. He let a lot of people shine. Not that that he did it on purpose, but in 2020, it seemed like he came back like Die Hard with a vengeance. It was like one after the other. And that's why I appreciate the body of work. I mean, look at what he ended up with in November, December of 2020. His wife, Cynthia Figueroa, Now That You're Gone, the number 1 song in freestyle right now, hands down.
I'm sure when we get to our number 1 and you look at everybody's 10, Willie has touched 50-60% of all the tracks that are probably in there.
You know what? I'm looking at it right now. Yeah. You're pretty close. So now we're going to move on to number 8. Tim, please let us know what you have for number 8. He's like, don't ask me.
We talked about this before, Black and White.
Nice. Your pleasure, Black and White. Jose Rodriguez and Michael Astorga. Them boys is what I call them.
Them boys.
Just amazing work. I love what they have done and what they have collectively done together. And we will talk more about Black and White, because that song means a lot to me. You don't understand, like, when it comes to freestyle, Pure Pleasure to me is the epitome of unique voice, hard beats, great writing, and just like a whole generation of freestyle, right? So when you think about Pure Pleasure, you think about Tasmania Records, you think about the genesis of the return of freestyle in the 90s, for good or worse. But they were just there in the forefront. They were that boy group that Tasmania put forth in our music. So I'm a huge fan. And to hear songs like Only You and even the remake, Nothing's Gonna Change My Love for You, Bring Me Back. I mean, I heard Tim do like his own versions to those songs, and I remember the Willie Valentine versus Tim Spinnin Schommer Artistic Mega Mix, which is like one of the greatest mega mixes of all time. And Pure Pleasure is right there in the mix.
Love it. And Willie's watching right now too. What's up, Willie?
What up, Willie Valentine? So again, number 8 for me, I put Chrissy Aiza's All These Memories. Santana Twins did a great job. Again, we talk about the long version where they just start with this unique British voice, and then it just goes into a piano, and then it goes to a build-up, and then the beat comes in, and then they just entertain you for like 3 or 4 minutes. Like, it's like double dutch. You think the vocals are coming in, they're like, psych, here's more beat for you, and they just give you a healthy dose of what a true freestyle connoisseur wants. You know what I mean? So that's my number 8. She sounds lovely, and I think that a lot of people should have played that song more.
I agree. It's Santana Twin magic. Really, that's all that is. That's the build up. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wonder Twin powers activate. Form of a turntable. Cheryl, your turn.
Oh, okay. 7. Where are we?
Number 8.
Oh, number 8. I had This Is Life, Jesse B, which we already talked about.
Nice. So Jesse B made all your top 10s for 2020. Yeah, for me, he didn't make my top 10. But I'm glad that. Yeah, I know. I understand.
It's 3 against 1.
I understand. So I guess I was wrong on that one, right? We got 3 against 1. Cliff Potts, who do you have at number 8?
The Way That You Love Me by Adelise.
Ooh. Nice. Now, which version did you like best? Did you like the Santana Twins version, or did you like Edwin Ramos's version?
I knew you were going to ask that question, and I was hoping you weren't, because then I didn't have to tell you which one.
Right, but that's okay, because I can tell you my part, but you go ahead, sir. You first.
I know what yours is going to be, and mine's going to be the opposite, the Santana Twins version.
All right, so we have Adelise, The Way That You Love Me, number 8. So I have Chrissy Ais. She has Jesse B. He has Adelise. What do you have, Tim Schommer?
For number 8?
Yes.
That was Black and White, Pure Pleasure. That's what we talked about.
Right, so we all got our number 8s out to the community. It's interesting. The Adelise question will come up again during this countdown. I know that. But big shout out going out to George Anthony, Sal Medina, D. Mike, Idania, Mr. Willie Valentin, Gino Caporelli, Jose Del Valle, Eric Christian, Michelle Pena, Louis Marte. We're just having a great time. And if you're catching us on YouTube right now, thank you for joining us. This is CPR's Clubhouse Live, and these are the nights of the Freestyle Roundtable. We have the GOAT, Tim Spinnin Schommer. We have Cheryl Rodriguez, the rookie. We have the Vinyl Assassin, DJ Cliff Potts, and I'm your host, CPR Jose Ortiz, in the Chasing Amy studios. So we're going to go to number 7. Tim, please do us the honor to give us your number 7.
Shy Forever.
Nice. Very nice. Shy Forever, number 7 on Tim Spinnin Schommer's list. Why did you put that on that slot?
It kind of, you know what? I don't know. Why is it number 7? I'm terrible with charts,
it's like
I love the song. It's got a lot of energy. I'm not going to talk about his politics, but I'm just going to say number 7, Shy.
Yeah. So I completely agree, and again, I must reiterate the fact that Shy removed himself from our show because we had a disagreement last year. But what I will say is that coming soon on the show will be Shy, and we're going to have that conversation live for you right here in the audience. But that's coming soon, and we're going to do it before the end of the year because I'm not going to carry this stuff to 2021. And I know that he's doing great things right now.
Good.
We have already spoken for hours at a time, but this is something that we have to do publicly. So he'll be here with me soon to discuss our 2019 fallout. And we'll get to that when we get to that. But I'm glad that you have him on your list. I'm hoping that great things come for him or from him in 2021. Vinyl Assassin, what do you have?
Number 7. So let me drag this out for 30 seconds. So, this is a newer song. and really, when I looked at 2020, I wanted to encompass the whole year. But this song, relatively new. The production's incredible. The vocals are incredible. I'm going to give it away right now because D. Mike is in the room. But I'm going crazy, Mark Milan.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Very nice. The original version of that song, I was like, man, the vocals are amazing. Please, somebody do a remix. And 20 seconds later, D-Mike's like, hey, did you know that I'm doing a remix? I'm like, oh my God, that's great. And it's been number 2 for a month on my countdown, by the way.
I mean, I will follow up with saying, for me, right, I think producer of the year, Willie's done amazing across multiple artists this year. But D-Mike, to me, has burst on the scene this year and is making so much noise. And I really look forward to what he's going to put out in 2021.
Absolutely. What is D-Mike and DJ Merc One? Those are my top 2 to look for in 2021. I love what they do. I love the just the uniqueness of what they're trying to do. Like and they're not afraid to ask for feedback and get their feelings hurt, which is great because I said something to D-Mike a long time ago that I didn't remember that I said, and he brought it up to me all these years later. Because D-Mike was an artist, right? Or still is. David Michael. I had no idea. He said, he goes verbatim, this is your review of my song that I had on Bad Boy Joe's CD. And I'm like, I wrote that? Yes, I cropped it. I'm going to send it to you. But I'm truly excited for what he has to show us for 2021. Cheryl Rodriguez, your turn.
Believe in Love, Sammy Zone, C-Bank.
Wow, that's great. That's awesome. I guess I got to go back to the drawing board with my list here. So we're at number 7, right? Number 7 for me was Blue Ivy's Last Time. So Blue Ivy, I got the opportunity to talk to her at the beginning of the year when COVID hit. So it was the first show that I did in the CPR's Clubhouse studios, the closet. So it was cool because she took over the show. I got to learn a lot about Blue Ivy, but the song was remixed. It wasn't meant to be a freestyle song, but Jay Adams grabbed it. Gino Caporelli had the vision and the foresight to have these remixes made. And to me is what progressive freestyle should be. It reminds me of Back for My Love by Paradigm featuring Stephanie Bennett. It reminds me of Sinful Wishes by that Out of Control. I love progressive freestyle. And there has been a lot of examples of progressive freestyle throughout the years. We just have to take to it more than we usually do. People like to shy away from it. But I love progressive freestyle like that.
There you go.
All right. So is everyone satisfied with their list so far? Does anybody want to change anything?
Not yet. I haven't changed nothing yet. I'm good.
No take backsies.
No take backsies. Okay.
All right. So we're at number 6. Okay. Schommer, Potts. We'll let you go first because you haven't got the opportunity to go first. So what is your number 6?
Memories of Love, Elisa B.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. I was going to put that on my list, but it was kind of like, for me, I've been playing it for 2 years, so I apologize. I didn't.
Yeah. Okay. First of all,
the benefits, Tim. The benefits.
It is a great song, and the Charlie Baby, the Charlie Baby mixes and everything. The other mixes are too are fantastic, but I didn't think about that. We talked about Lisa B, and I love her.
It was ahead of time. It was on his list 2 years ago.
Great song.
I don't appreciate you bragging on the show here, but if you go back to the old Freestyle Club, we had a show with Alyssa B back then, over 2 years ago, and we were talking about this song that she had done, and the only way that I can play it was by ripping an audio of a Tim Spinnin Schommer live. The only way that I can have it, right? And so that was the second time that I was jealous of Tim Spinnin Schommer. So right here on the list, we got Get Milk, Kill Tim for having acapellas, and for Memories of Love by Alyssa B. But absolutely great song. And I'm glad that you've been playing it for 2 years because you made me a fan of it.
It's such a great song, and I'm sorry I was just saying that I didn't put it on my list. I should have put it on my list. Have you heard the song "Sober" by Elisa B?
Yes,
it's so good. She's so good. She's got a new song coming out too. It's ridiculous, and
I have the honor to have the demos of the TKA records that she's written. Slipping Through My Hand and the new one, right? She sounds so good in the demo. The demo for the new song brought a tear to my eye. That's how her voice impacted my soul when she sang that. And she's amazing. I can't say enough great things.
It's like she's so good. Oh yeah, and she writes, and she, it's like
right.
She's like an onion.
And she's a professional wrestler too. So
yeah, exactly.
She's Ember Moon from the WWE.
She's a ninja. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. So sorry, I don't mean to jump in.
Cheryl Rodriguez, what is your number 6?
Into the Night, Diddle D.
Oh, good one.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I'm not hating anyone on your list. I'm not hating any at all. So we have Into the Night, Diddle D from Cheryl Rodriguez. We have what did you have?
Memories of Love.
Memories of Love, right? And I haven't gone yet, right? Am I the only one that hasn't gone yet?
Either. For number 6, we're talking about?
Well, number 6, yeah.
Yeah, we're number 6. If you don't mind, you want to go first? Go ahead.
No, you go first.
Number 6, I put down Lizette Melendez. Stop in the Name of Love.
Nice. That's a good song at the end of the year that really I didn't know where to put it on my list. I was like, do I put it on? Do I not put it on? But man, that mix down by one of the Latin Rascals, man, isn't that great stuff?
Good. It's so good. And I think, Lizette has been steady, and I think this is probably her, home run, I think, for the year. I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, we're still going to play it. I believe she's number 4. She's been stuck there for a few weeks, and she's not going anywhere. We're gonna continue pushing the songs, and that's what we need: rotation. From what I can see, everybody here is rotating similar playlists.
Yeah.
And that makes me happy because we're not that far apart, and that's good. I mean, even though one song may be number 10, and for another person here it may be number 6, we're playing the same music. I haven't seen anybody put something odd in the mix here. So my number 6 is G.A. George Anthony's All the Way.
Who is it? I'm kidding. Go ahead. He's walking right now. What's up, George?
I have no idea who that is. So G.A. George Anthony's All the Way. I watched the video again for the first time in a long time, and they recorded a portion of it at the radio station where we work at. But I love the video. His wife is looking really nice and they're doing the All the Way dance and stuff. So I thought it was pretty cool. But All the Way to me is a fun song. It's just like energetic, and he's talking about if the woman's going to go all the way with him, and if she's going to allow him to take him home or take her home, and I think it's such a great fun peppy song, and I love the remixes, the extended versions, and it's my number 6. I love the vocals. I love everything about it.
I wish he was nicer.
I'm sorry, one more time.
I wish George was a little nicer. He's kind of mean.
Yeah, George is all the way mean. All right, that was great. All right, so we got half of the list done. Does anybody want to opt out right now? Because the more that So Tim, what are you wearing right now? I see that you're wearing a sweater. What does that say on the sweater?
I'm representing artistic.
Nice. And a Vinyl Assassin. What do you have there? Is that a Vinyl Assassin shirt?
No, that's my vinyl disc analog audio shirt.
Oh.
All right, that's awesome. And I'm wearing my vintage Freestyle Club shirt.
Oh, come on. I didn't get the memo. I have more shirts than all of us combined.
All right. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, go get your Diddle D shirt on and put it on.
Hey, I have one.
Now, Tim Spinnin Schommer, you have a website, and the website is timspinning.com. And they can purchase that headgear, correct?
There you go. timspinning.com, yeah.
But they can also purchase the Heartbeats series 1 through 5, and now you have other versions of Heartbeats.
Yeah, we call them the Heartbeats On. Number 1 and number 2 are both available.
So yeah, before you go, we want to get like a sign with the website information. So I'm going to put it on the description so people can link and get that information and get you some Schommer gear. You know what I mean?
There you go. Some T-Spinning gear. Yep.
Christmas presents.
I see George Anthony wrote Tim's number 5 is Chance to Love, which I'm telling you, one of my favorite records off his album. But it's not George, but yeah, PayPal, and then we'll see what happens.
Chance to Love. All right.
Love, you get it. That's great. Anyway.
For that specific song, you're about 3 to 5 years late. But hey, what can we do?
Great song. Love it.
All right. So my number 5, it's Adelise's The Way That You Love Me. We talked about Dragon. The reason why I prefer the Edwin Ramos vocals and the Santana Twins beat, right? The reason why I love the vocals recorded at Edwin Ramos' studio is because of all the harmonies, she sounds so great, so clear in the song. Where on the Santana Twins version, the beat is hard and is carrying her voice, where on the Edwin Ramos version, she's carrying the beat. So it's just a reverse thing, And it's one of those things that Tim was talking about. If you do this different, if you got, I wish that the vocals from Edwin Ramos was mixed with the beats from the Santana Twins, and then I would get my ultimate version. But it's been a repeat song for me since it was released. She sounds amazing. And I think that's the reason why I like it so much. It's just the listening to it over and over again. I'm like, man, she did a great job. Oh, it just brings me back to CPR's Clubhouse, Freestyle Madness in 1998, Release Me Days, and As You Held Me, and being in the studio. But it just makes me so happy that she went on her own, and she did it on her own, and she's, killing it on her own. It's just, it's like a proud father and stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, Adelise, number 5, and The Way That You Love Me, and kudos to that Dragon song. I didn't think she could pull it off, but that's another one that just keeps playing over and over again in repeat. Cliff Potts, what is your number 5?
Dedicate My Love, Willie Valentine.
Nice. It's been a long time. Wow.
Once again, great track.
How do I sound, Tim?
You nailed it, man. You nailed it. I closed my eyes, and Willie was
standing right there.
Cool. Wow. Like Rich Little. Sorry. That's an old. Anyway, okay.
Go ahead, Cliff. I apologize.
Oh no, I was just saying, great song. I mean, even from today, it's still on, a lot of rotations, and that should say a lot about the song. And every time I listen to it, I love it more and more.
Yeah, they did a Chelsea Park remix, and that is where Willie Valentine, George Anthony, and Michael Anthony Berteau all got together and formed this mega super talented group of singers, writers, and producers all together.
Nice.
Cheryl Rodriguez, what is your number 5?
All the Way, GA.
All right, George Anthony, all the way on a second list here. I'm happy because GA does pay my bills. GA, you're late on your payment, sir. Schommer, did you get your payment?
Number 5. No, I did not. Number 5. I'm gonna go with number 5. My number 5 is Mark Milan. I'm going crazy.
Wow, awesome. It's pretty interesting that a song that came out at the end of the year is making everybody's list.
Mark Milan, talk about artists that went away for a while and came back, and man, we're so thankful that he's back because he's blowing fire now. He's so good.
Whoever recorded those vocals in the studios, whoever arranged the vocals on that record deserves a medal. If you really listen to the song over and over again, and you listen to the structure of the song, it even pays homage to R&B song from the 90s, right? What is this? Right? Is that 112? Right? It was 112. Was it?
Yes.
112.
Yeah. Who is this? You usually fill the numbers away. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, right. So it starts off like that. It pays homage to that, right? And then it just breaks into this amazing vocal performance. Big shout out going out to Mark Milan on that one. I was waiting for that Mark Milan. Now we need a hardcore One More Chance Mark Milan song, and
And you're right about those mixes. There's so many little things happening that if you listen, I mean, they're like, it's ear candy. You know, you hear it and you hear this song, it's a great song, but then you go back and listen to it, you know, there's that going on that you can hold on to that, you know, that I think a lot of freestyle, you know, listen, we talked about before, but what a lot of freestyle records are missing, ear candy. Like, I really believe you need something to hang a hat on or a hook so you can go, I like the part where it goes, I like the song, but I like the part that there's got to be a part in the song, right?
I call it the layers and layers of goodness. Like, it's just like, oh, man, peanut butter, bread.
I like the part where it breaks down and people are tap dancing. That's my favorite part, or whatever it is. You know, it just seems like there's got to be something in there. You know, there you go.
Yep.
So everybody submitted their number 5. Is that correct? We got everybody's? All right. So we're going to number 4 right now. Cheryl Rodriguez, what do you have for number 4, top 10 of 2020?
Another GA. You Should Have Told Me with the Cynthia remix.
Nice. Wow, you got 2 GAs on one list, right?
In a row.
Yeah. How much did he pay you, though?
Listen, do you know how many times I had to do this list over? This was so hard.
Is the next one without?
So hard.
Yeah. If the next one is GA, we know she got paid.
No.
Tim Schommer, what do you have for number 4?
I went with Mr. Carlos Barrios and Sammy Zone, Believe in Love. With yeah, love it.
Talk about vocals.
You had a lot of vocals, and there's a lot of stuff to hang your hat on. A lot of different mixes. You know, again,
and Sammy sounds so good in that record, and again, it's just the radio version of the beat mechanic to me just grabs me and doesn't let me go for 4 minutes, and then I'm like, I want to hear it again, and then I play it again, and then when I'm bored, I play the extended version. And then I go to Carlos' version, and then ultimately I play the acapella. And so, like, because I want to hear everything, you know, just every layer of goodness you want to hear.
It's so good. It's so good. Lots to grab at.
Yeah.
What about you, Cliff? What do you have for number 4?
Let me hand out my Cash App right now. It's You Should Have Told Me by George Anthony.
Yeah,
there you go.
George Anthony.
I will say, the original, not with Cynthia.
Okay, so you like the original version. Okay, yes. Great.
Fair enough.
So my number 4 is Alyssa B's Memories of Love. And the reason why it ranks so high is because I've wanted it for so long. 2 years of me envying the man on the bottom right-hand screen, Tim Spinnin Schommer, because he had this record for 2 years. And I'm glad that it ended on Artistic Recordings, because not only did we get the original version by Charlie Baby, a production that he killed, but then Willie did his own spin on it as well. And though I do favor the Charlie Baby version, right, I think that Willie did a great version of bringing the vocals out more with his version, where on the Charlie Baby version, the beat is what is really carrying it. But Alyssa sounds amazing in both, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Is that commercial, right? I love it.
I love it.
I love it. For 2021, Schommer, what are you looking for? Are you looking for more hot music just to keep the trend going? What are you expecting for 2021?
It's so crazy. I've been going to Discogs a lot to go back to, like, what did I miss that I'm not playing from 1988 or 1970? You know, like, what's this Jailbait record? I don't think I know this on Atlantic Records. You know, I've been doing that. I got some stuff on Posse that just came through. I'm like, you know, some records I missed, but I didn't really miss them because, you know, they were freestyle records, but they weren't really, you know, they weren't, but the beats are slamming. So I'm going to put some acapellas over this shit, and it's going to be tight.
Nice.
Anyway.
Please share. Please share.
So there you go.
Cliff Potts.
Sorry.
What is your number 4?
Well, my number 3?
Are you? So everybody got their number 4s in?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Everybody got their number 4. Now, here are the top 3 songs for each individual person. Now, if anybody would like to cash app us that, I'm just kidding. The good thing about this crew here is that we're not for sale and we work for our money. That's awesome. I know that Tim is always out there promoting and getting hired for gigs, so he doesn't have to worry about that. And
with COVID, no problem at all here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I see you everywhere. You're doing virtual shows. You're doing, audio only. You slumped down to come to my live show.
No, not at all. Actually, this is cool because George Anthony just awesome. Thanks, George. Yeah, the PayPal. I guess what's number 3?
Everybody look at your phone at the same time.
Yeah.
To see if you got any money.
Oops, I got to change my number 1. Hold on.
Exactly.
Nothing for me. I guess I got to move to Chicago.
Right. Yeah.
So we're going to do the top 3 songs on our top 10. We're going to let the ladies go first. Number 3, Cheryl Rodriguez. What do you have?
Dedicate My Love, Willie Valentine.
Nice. I knew that was going to be there somewhere in the top 3.
And can you guess what my top 2 are?
No, I don't want to guess. But great choice. Again, it's a great story. A lot of the fans out there do not appreciate a great story. All right.
That's half the reason I gravitate to a song. Me personally, is I love the story behind it, and when you're young and influential, you relate to that so quick, and you just I love the song. Definitely.
Did you just call yourself young?
No, when I was young.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Cliff Potts. Let me just walk out of this one quickly. What is your number 3?
All These Memories, Chrissy Ais.
Wow.
Nice. Very nice. Now, I hope that people appreciate the top 10 that each individual person here is sharing, because again, we're not that far apart. And like some people be like, "Oh, I can't believe I'm number 10 on his," something like that. Because that's the way some artists are acting these days. And I hope it's not like that. This is fun. I wanted to get into the mind of my colleagues. Tim Schommer. I wanted to know what he likes. I want to know what Cheryl has been enjoying, even though she's only allowed to play 3 songs a week that are new school. And that there's a reason for that. She knows that. It's to protect my own. You know what I mean? But also Cliff Potts, he's a DJ. He's everywhere. He's debuting new music as he did last week. So I just want to know what are you playing? What are you into? And we're not that far apart, so I'm really loving it. Mr. Schommer, what do you have for number 3?
Number 3. Before I do number 3, I just want to do an honorable mention. I know we did that earlier, but let's talk about the No Reason to Cry by Marilyn Marino. That record. I mean, it was so hard to play because I'm still, it's an old school party show that we're doing, and I just wanted to make sure that she knew that it was an outstanding record. She did an outstanding. I wish it was a different song.
Well, one of my rules is if an artist is going to do a remake, they got to put out an original song first, right, and then they can go to do a remix. It's not a good way to introduce someone. Right. But I will say that we do have a category for remakes, and we're going to talk about it before you go. Did you just put a GA sign up?
I think that in that record was fire. The mixer was great too. They were really cool, really great. So yeah, she said, I'm going to say my number 3 is George Anthony, and with Cynthia. I actually put them both together, All the Way and Cynthia. You should have told me. I put them both together.
Nice. All the Way, and you should have told me. George Anthony is spending a lot of money tonight, and I am broke. Look at this. Nothing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Thanks a lot, George.
Yeah.
No wonder. He's just spreading all his money around. So everybody submitted their number 3 song, right? We got Schommer's is George Anthony. You should have told me, and All the Way. We have All These Memories by Chrissy Ais from Cliff Potts, and from Cheryl Rodriguez, we have Willie Valentine's Dedicate My Love. For me, the number 3 song is Diddle D's Into the Night.
Ooh, good.
Diddle D for me, when I first looked at the name, I was like, Diddle D. I'm like, what the heck, right? But I saw his first song that he did back in the day before he got with Julio, and I'm like, come on. And then he did The Truth, and he got me. He got me with The Truth.
Yeah.
And then he did Pray to You, and I'm like, oh man, this guy's getting good, right? A quick story about Pray to You. I have a class that I teach, and so I am the training director at the radio station 90.7. Cheryl Rodriguez was one of my students in the last class. I also had a gospel student in my class, so they had to sit and watch me do my show. And so I have a guy who's doing gospel sitting on my show, and I'm playing Diddle D's Pray to You, the video. So he's looking at it, he watches it, he goes, blasphemy, he gets up and he leaves. So I do apologize. But Diddle D's Into the Night, for me, is peppy, it's fun. He got that Wonder Woman in the video doing the little twists and turns, and it's a basic video, right? But it encapsulates everything fun about freestyle music. The D-Mic version and the production of it, I really love. The breakdown, I love that breakdown.
It's insane.
And I wish it was a longer breakdown. I wish that the extended version of D-Mic's version actually had the vocals in it and it wasn't a dub, because I would have played that extended version throughout the year. And then the Willie Valentine remix, of Diddle D's Into the Night just cemented the fact that this had to be top 3 on my list.
Cool.
Schommer's like, you're long-winded.
No, we love it. No problem. I love it. Keep going.
I want to explain, the reasons why we get so excited, because people, always say negative things on social media, right? I want to tell you the positive about why these songs are so great. I think we should celebrate these songs more, right? So for me, Diddle D's Into the Night is number 3.
Yeah, the break was dope. You're right.
Love that break. And then she's doing the. All right, so I almost broke everything here. All right. Cliff Potts, we're going to go down to your top 2 songs. What is your number 2, sir?
Now, these could have been changed, but my number 2, slipping through my hands, TKA.
Nice. Now, why was that your number 2? Not because it's in a bad position, but I'm like, what is it about the song that you love that you put it so high?
I mean, the writing, if you listen to the song, incredible. Kay really did a great job on the vocals. It sounded like Kay. It sounded clean with the production, and then into the production, the break, the things Willie did in there, Tim hit it before, the ear candy, it's kind of all there in that package.
Ear candy, or the layers and layers of goodness. Which one? I also know that there's a lot of people that touch that record. Like George Anthony was in the studio and he's like, "Why don't you do this?" And then the oohs and the ahs of all that good stuff. So and Edwin Ramos, brought Kay back into the studio to record the vocals again. Willie Valentine's killed it with the extended version. Not only did he re-record homage to Tony Moran, who happens to be a close personal friend of Willie Valentine, and he paid homage to Tony Moran, but he also did this amazing break. And then when Kay is talking, he goes, "Hey, yo," and he just talks about bringing him back. And it's 2 of my good friends talking to each other, like, "Hey, you brought me back to freestyle." Hey, it's just great worlds. To have these 3, for me to be the executive producer of this record and for me to bring these 3 worlds together is my biggest honor that I've ever done in this music.
Yeah, if you listen to it, going back to what you said, there's a whole story there, right? Just, listen to it all, and it's more than a song. So,
yeah,
got so high.
That's what I mean talk about story, like from start to finish. Insane. Loved it from the second I heard it. I won't tell you when I first heard it, but I loved it from the second I heard it.
It's crazy too. When you get a TKA record, you better bring it, because you don't want to do some bull. So you put it on and go, okay. Oh, thank God, it's a good record.
Yeah.
It's like it was. Our lots of ear candies from start to finish. What a jam.
Yeah.
It was my number 2 also. Just because it sort of flagged me on Facebook. So, and I probably would have been number 1 if it didn't flag me so much. I was starting to get irritating, and I'd still be playing it more. But
wow.
What a great song! I'm a TKA fan forever. So, I was really excited. And Lisa B wrote it. That made me excited about that. And again, all the production and all the extras, little ear candy. Exactly, that's what it is.
Cheryl Rodriguez, what is your number 2?
Another A-lister be written song, Cynthia Figueroa's Now That You're Gone.
Nice. So a lot of you may not know this, but our countdown goes from November to November, because what we do is we try to really close out the year. So for me, songs like Cynthia Figueroa's Now That You're Gone, Marilyn Torres, In Exchange for What, and these songs that were released in November, those are all going on the 2021 countdown. They're not being ignored. It's just that we need to put them on rotation, keep them going on rotation. Same thing with Lisette Melendez. Stop in the Name of Love. These are songs that came out at the later part of where we calculate everything. But and that's the way that award shows do it and Billboard does it. So I copied them. So we got everybody's number 2, right? I'm next.
You're next.
Yep.
So my number two is Them Boys, Pure Pleasure, Black and White.
Nice.
To me, there's not a song that I've played more than this one, other than my number 1. I love Michael Astorga's voice. I love what the connection with him and Jose Rodriguez is. I love the writing. The voice is so unique on Michael Astorga that he'll make you fall in love. And then there's a slow down version. Then there's a hardcore version with Willie Valentine. And again, it's a song that was released as a radio mix and then expanded to an extended version by Jay Adams. Then a remix by Willie Valentine, and every version got better. They got an Ortiz Rodriguez mix. They got a house mix. They got a Club Jumpers mix. They got a bunch of mixes for this song. But for me, it's always the fact that Michael Astorga, and when he writes and the songs that are written for Pure Pleasure, always hit you in your heart and in your head, but then with a melody and a beat and a break and all that layer and layer of goodness. It's just they just keep piling it on, and then when you think that they've given you enough, it's like meat, fun on top.
Meat. Yeah, good. Yeah, awesome. Hey, can we talk about Ortiz Rodriguez for a second?
Yes. I call Ortiz Rodriguez finishing school. Wow. So if there's any artist that has to go to finishing school, you have to go to Ortiz Rodriguez, because he has the patience, he has the experience to get the best out of that artist. So if that artist is coming up, he grooms them, he elevates them, he helps them. Even the ones that have questionable talent, right? He'll get whatever he can from them to be able to, just do great things.
I think you nailed it when you said he elevates. He elevates. He really does. He's so good. I know him really, really well just from, once in a while talking to him, but I know he's a class guy, class act. But
yeah, there's an artist who had a song this year. I'm not going to mention his name. And it didn't really strike me until Willie did a production of this song. And to me, it really elevated the song. But now this artist, his next track, he's going to Artie.
Right.
So I think he's realizing himself, hey, I can get, more out of me. Who do I really need to go to? And Artie came to the top of his list.
Perfect. Good.
Yeah, Ortiz Rodriguez. That's why we dedicate a slot of our CPR's freestyle countdown for the year end. The number 40 spot is called the Ortiz Rodriguez newbie spot.
Oh, cool.
And what that is that every year, I believe for the last 10 years, we choose an artist that we have not promoted. So they were not played on CPR's Clubhouse, the podcast. They were not on Clubhouse Dance Music. And now they were not on Cheryl's Freestyle Flashbacks. We didn't give them any airplay, but they went out of their way to create their own buzz, earn their own audience, and to really captivate the community. So right now there are 2 artists that are in the running for that number 40 spot. And then I have my counsel here who I nominated some of these artists, and we finalized 2 of them, and that is Nelson Rego and Luis Guevara. So these artists I never played, no one else played on Clubhouse Dance Music or on Freestyle Flashbacks, but those 2 artists are gonna be voted on by you, the listener, or people on social media to determine who will be number 40 on the Ortiz Rodriguez newbie spot. And we take this spot with great pride because Artie has blessed it. Every year he comes by our show to talk about the 40 spot. And it's because he is finishing school. And the reason why it says the Ortiz Rodriguez newbie spot, number 40 spot, is because every time that he starts to write something on social media, he starts to my newbies, and then he writes his
Cool. That's so crazy. You mentioned Nelson Rodrigo and Lewis. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Those are two of my people I wanted to mention too, and then bubbling under. But two great artists that should have, sorry, it was top 15. They would have made it, but
right. So again, it's just for me. And I want to make it clear to everybody that's watching and any artist that will see this later. My job is to protect the artist, whether they believe it or not. So let's say that somebody comes out with a hot song, and then they go into the studio and their song that is coming up next is not good or mediocre, or is not to the same level or equal, right? You want to pass on that because you want to protect the artist, and you want to make sure that you're playing the best from them. Also, if you're a new artist and your song is not up to par, you also want to be like, hey, I want to be able to represent you well and give them advice. And it's something that, sometimes I struggle with, and I do and I give. But our job is to promote quality freestyle. So when somebody turns on the radio and they hear TKA slipping through my hands, they're tuned in. And then if I follow it with a bad song or a song that's not up to par, they're going to switch the channel.
Exactly. Clive Davis always had just being around. I know that what he would do is he would say, okay, here's the album. So let's take the second best song and release that first. And then the best one's coming next. So, you get the little 1-2, and, that's always the move for sure. I'm with you there. Thank
you. Cliff, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm going to, use it from a DJ perspective, right? It's the same thing. If it's 12:30 a.m. in the club and you're playing this song, you better make sure that the next song after that is keeping that floor packed and people ain't walking off. Right. Kind of the same thing you said. You don't want to lose the audience. So, while this case I'm talking about a different artist because you ain't going to play them back to back, but from a programming standpoint, which flows to the artist, that rotation better be banger to banger to banger. Don't lose the audience.
So I'll give an example. And so somebody mentioned Ike. Now, Ike released You Never Did Me Right. And that was released a couple of years ago. That song was amazing. It had the elements of Lisette Melendez Together Forever with the tropical beats of Florida and that Miami sound. And then she sounded amazing vocally, right? So now I want to keep that level right there when it comes to Ike. So I compare her new songs to You Never Did Me Right. And to me, they're good, right? But they're not on that level. So that's why I pass. It's not anything against her or what she's doing, but I want You Never Did Me Right or better, or don't give me anything at all. And so people may not agree with that, but that's been my motto forever. So take it as you may. I hope that helps. Are we ready to announce what the number one song for each individual person is? All right.
I'm going to stretch a little bit first. All right.
Ladies first, Cheryl Rodriguez, what is your number one song for 2020?
Slipping Through My Hands, TKA. My favorite.
Okay. Wow. Listen, the check is in the mail.
No, but please, I get it. It's going to sound biased. No, I'm a huge TKA fan. Talk about vocals, talk about a story in a song. I just, the second I heard it, I was insanely hooked, and then I couldn't hear it again for a very long time, and it drove me crazy. And then I caught wind of it again, and I'm like, forget about it. This is it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's been on the countdown. It's still on the countdown. It's people spinning it right and left. That I definitely, hands down, my top 10. That's probably the one song that never changed. Out of all the things I changed and erased and went crazy, that was always number one for me. Period.
Vinyl Assassin, Cliff Potts, what is your number one song for 2020?
This was tough for me because, as I said before, I gave you TKA as my number two. these were my last two songs, and I'm going back and forth and back and forth. And I didn't write it down. I said I'm just going to make a decision and go with it. But it is "Believe in Love," Carlos Berrios versus Sam.
Oh, nice.
So
listen, you can't go wrong.
No, you can't.
You can't go wrong with that one.
I think back to Tim's point, when you listen to that, you listen to the intro, then there's some ear candy, then there's some ear candy on top of that, and then there's some more, and it just pulls you in. And then when you add on there a dub and edits and all those things you have to, really round out the song, and Sammy's vocals,
forget it.
It's to me it's one.
Yeah, and the way you mix it too, it's so clean and so nice. It's so orally stimulating. Orally stimulating.
Tim Spinnin Schommer, please let us know what is your number one song for 2020.
So it was kind of weird. I just kind of was like Yahtzee. I kind of shuffle them up and kind of roll them out, and I love this record. And every time I play it, I'm singing it louder than anybody else. Jay Mazur. You don't even know me.
Wow,
yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah,
I think that is his best song ever.
Yeah, great. He's great. He's so good.
And he just released a new song all through the night, and what a great song that's going to be for 2021 for us, especially the remixes with Jay Adams. But Jay Mazur to me is as soon as I heard "You Don't Know Me," I heard that. Just like you, I had that song for 2.5 years, and I couldn't play it. It was just sitting there, and I would not touch it because I loved it so much. I wouldn't touch it. I was like, no, I can't touch it. I can't play it. And I called Jay Adams. I'm like, listen, when am I going to play this song? No, you can't play it yet. I'm like, I'm about to play. I'm about to lose your friendship. I don't care. And that's it. But yeah, man, You Don't Know Me. Amazing song. I wish there were other versions to that song, like an extended version, just like a TKA Slipping Through My Hand, Sammy Zone, Believe in Love mix, like a long extended with a break. And I mean, they should be visited.
It needs it. And Jay Mazur is a force to be reckoned with. Jay Alms is on fire. He's so good. Yeah, he needs that. We need to break and intro Jay. And then the first time I heard the record, I was kind of down with it. I thought it was kind of cool. But then he was here at my house. We were on the show. And he did it live, and then when he did, take a selfie, you're not going to get me. I was like, oh, you got me. I'm hooked. And that was, I've been a fan ever since. So, kudos to Jay.
And again, one thing that I will compliment Jay Mazur is that he's just a consummate artist, and that is what attracts me to him. The fact that when he comes to a studio, he acts like a star. He behaves like a star, but he's not conceited. He's very down to earth. We can have conversations. He's cool. He's calm, collected. He's smiling. We're having a good time. It's always fun. Now, again, that's his artist representation. Whatever he does in his private life, that's none of my business, right? Whatever any freestyle artist does in their private life is none of my business. But I just like the swagger that he has, and he's just quiet, And again, he reminds me of that cool uncle. He got the glasses to the bridge of his nose, and he's just waiting for you to say something stupid because he's going to correct you. And he did that to Jay Allen like 6 times in front of me. So big shout out to go out to Jay Mazur, the Prince, Jay Mazur. Now, there is no doubt that you already know what my number one song is. And it's not because I put the project together. It's not because I'm the executive producer. It's just because it's the hottest song of 2020, in my opinion. And it's either 1 or 2 or 3. Look, we have it be number 2 for Cliff Potts and number 2 for Tim Spinnin Schommer, number 1 for Cheryl Rodriguez, and of course, number 1 for me, and that's TKA Slipping Through My Hands. The story of the song dates back 3 years when I asked Alyssa B, hey, are you interested in writing for TKA? And she's like, absolutely. When she writes for a male artist, she writes in the K7 tone. She is the only one that can capture that soulfulness of K7, and I'm just proud that she came along for the ride for this song. And then TKA was already on board. He challenged me to get a team together for him, and then Alyssa wrote an amazing song. You got to hear her vocals on it, by the way. Really dope. And now getting the third piece, Willie Valentine, and him just jumping on board and trusting to get this super mega group together. It's, again, my greatest accomplishment in freestyle ever. I'm okay now. You know what I mean? It says the group that I skipped school to go see at what is now Six Flags, where I had to walk from Springfield to Agawam, where I ended up getting there as soon as they started performing. I skipped school. I walked there because I didn't have the money to, I didn't have transportation. I need to get there. Thank goodness I got a ride back. But the bottom line is that in the end, like all these years later, I am the executive producer of a TKA record, and I put the team together. I put the song, the writer, the artist, and the producer together, and it's just an amazing track. So you can call me biased because I picked the song, but I can't be wrong if my peers are agreeing with me. The folks on the right picked it as number 2, and the lady on the bottom here picked it as number 1. And we didn't share our lists at all until right now.
Is it cold in here? Hang on a second. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I just want to put my jacket.
Oh, come on. What? That's mean.
What happened?
Wow. Nice.
I'm the executive producer, right? And I can't get a jacket.
That's great.
So
right there too.
So Tim, you got the better part of that deal. I got my name on the record, but you got.
We booked Kay and TK for a show for my birthday a couple of years ago, and I go, hey, for my, it's my birthday. Can I wear? What are you guys gonna wear? Can I get one of those jackets too? And then it didn't happen. So then. This last time he was in town, he goes, hey, Tim, come here. I owe you a jacket. I was like, I'm a cheerio. Anyway.
I need that shirt. Tim got the TKA jacket, and all I got was the GA shirt.
Yeah.
Listen, I am the executive producer of Slipping Through My Hands. I can't get the hat. I can't get a shirt. I can't get Kay to return my phone calls. I mean, that's what's happened.
You got to know people. It's about knowing people.
So we also have other polls that we have up on the CPR's Clubhouse group page. For remake of the year for me, there's the Maryland track, Mia, No Reason to Cry, the Redux, which was blessed by Judy Torres. I also want to give high marks to Gennaro for Scars. He did a remake of Scars. Beautiful song, beautiful rendition. I liked it better than the original. Also, big shout out going to Sharon Massarin for her version of God Only Knows.
God Only Knows.
What a great rendition. Edie came back and she redid the vocals and the production for Baby It's You and Come Back to Me. Shout outs going out to her. Miguel Reyes Jr., Those Were the Times 2020, he revisited. It's one of those revisits that people say you don't touch the original, and people are very negative on, stuff like that. Like, you don't touch Miguel, Those Were the Times, but it was a good revisit to the Tasmania days with updated beats and vocals because, the vocals back then were recorded at the Polygon and you only had one take and 1 hour and, you had to get it done. And the good part is that the new producer, formerly known as Joey Altora, he took his time to try to get a new modern version of Those Were the Times audio jacks. So, these remakes were great. And I commend them for revisiting these songs. Also, the group Rewind, or the Man Behind the Mask Rewind, is not a group, it's one person in a mask. They're tapping into that Stevie B, Spring Love, Miami sound bass. And I'm enjoying them very much, and I can't wait to see what they bring for 2021. We're talking about, too, the best video of the year. So I'm going to put you guys on the spot, right, because that's what I do. What is the best video of the year in your estimation? I know that you guys saw the list. Let me just give you the list just in case you don't have it. We have Shy's Forever video, we know what Cliff Pot's going to pick. So we have the Shy Forever video. We also have the All the Way video by G.A. George Anthony. There's a video for that. We also have Mia, No Reason to Cry, the Redux video. We also have Julio Mena's Never End, who, during the COVID, he did a video in a hotel room, and it was like gritty, and it was pretty cool. And I'm glad that he took advantage of whatever he could to put that video together. Also, Jesse B, This Is Life. Diddle D, Into the Night. Jay Mazur's Breath Away. Sharon Massarin's God Only Knows. And A-Love featuring Mellow Man Ace, Why? Also, Nelson Rego, Him or Me, the video. So, Cliff Potts, who are you choosing for a video?
I'm laughing because GA says I can't pick a video I was in. So, yeah, but if you're forcing me to pick one, then I got to pick. I got to pick Forever by Shy. That was my acting debut.
Let me just say that you did a great job, and that was my favorite part of the video. Your part, I can't help it. Cheryl Rodriguez, what is your favorite video?
I loved the Diddle D's Into the Night video. I'm obsessed with this chick. If I could just look like her in my dreams. Oh my God. I mean, do we even know who this chick is? I mean, can anyone find out who he got to do this video? She's just the whole I loved it.
Well, Schommer.
You always do that to me.
Well, the reason why is I'll tell you right now, my favorite video of 2020 is also Diddle D's Into the Night, because I am as equally obsessed to know who the woman in the video is, right?
Oh my God, right? Get out of my brain.
But I have a girlfriend, and if she sees this video, she's gonna be knocking me out.
See, I can get away with talking about her because she's hot, but you say that a little too much, and you might get in trouble when you get off. So. Diddle D is my favorite video of 2020, but I won't say anything else. Great video.
Let me see. The Cash App has been okay. Great, Tim Spinnin Schommer.
So I stopped watching videos ever since I saw Zeke in the Rise video beat up Lizette Melendez. I can't watch.
Wow.
And with that, we're going.
I don't need to watch it right now. It's so funny.
That's awesome.
I didn't know it was Zeke until he told me, and then when I went to see it, I was like, "Oh my God!"
We were at a party. A woman said, "I know Melendez, her husband's here somewhere. I saw their kids," and I'm like, "It's a video." Anyway, so funny. Anyway, I love that. Zeke, does that make you laugh? I hope you're laughing right now.
Oh man,
Zeus famous. There you go.
Rise for 2020.
Rise.
Oh, that choke was a little too real too.
Yeah. Oh, you're so funny, man. You're so funny, Zeke. You make me cry.
Oh man.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah.
So before we wrap this up, does anybody else stand out for you in 2020? Like, what was your favorite male artist of 2020? Anybody want to share?
I think Diddle's got big things coming. Diddle, Anthony, he's on the party train. I think he's not going to stop. I want to hear more things from Sammy Zone. I want to hear more things from Lizette. I don't want her to stop. I think we got some momentum. We keep this snowball rolling and make it bigger, bigger, bigger. TKA. If that's the last TKA record I hear, I'll be very sad.
It isn't.
Yes.
I know Elisa B's. She's not even begun. I know she's got
the song. I'm going to say this right now. The song that Alyssa B wrote for TKA is better than Slipping Through My Hands. That's how good it is. I want you to think of TKA Maria, and then I want you to come back in 2021 and hear the glorious majesty that is what Alyssa B wrote for TKA. She sang it. I have the demo, and she made me choke up and just listen. You don't understand. She sounds that good, and that song is going to be epic. All I can tell you.
Good.
So big shout outs going out to the writer of the year, Alyssa B, because she knocked it out of the park in 2020, and 2021 is right around the corner. Cliff, any closing comments before we go?
Yeah, because I was reading some of the comments from some of the individuals in the chat, and the one thing I could probably say is if you tuned in for the entire top 10 of everybody's, which are similarly close, use that really as the baseline if you are tuned into other countdowns. Because there's going to be songs you might say to yourself, wait a minute, they didn't say that on CPR show. And there's a reason, right? I think if you want to know the new quality freestyle that's out there, take it from some trusted ears who, I don't want to say a job, but, have a job to push that out to individuals and really get the true feedback on what's working or what's not. Because I'll just use TKA, for example. Tim and I had it at 2, Cheryl and you had it at 1. You probably won't see that anywhere else. Because Kay's not telling his fans to go vote for his song on countdowns.
Yeah, there's no way that Lisette will be number 1 on those countdowns or anything like that. I think that's a subject for another time. I don't want to get Tim involved in something that he may not want to participate in. But Tim, have you ever thought of starting a Tim Spinnin Schommer countdown?
I have not, but maybe I should.
Yes, please. We need.
I could be number 1.
Please do think about it because we need more quality countdowns, and we need to know what is hot in the West Coast and connect it with the East Coast, and we need to just push quality freestyle music forward. But mine is the only one that matters. I am the countdown.
I was going to say that. Damn, you beat me to it. Your countdown is the only one that matters. Why even try to?
I appreciate that.
What a winner. But I know. I got more. I got more stuff. Don't make me show my.
No. Yeah, please give us a tour. Please do. I mean, you already got the biggest award. You got the jacket, and I'm the executive producer, and you got the jacket.
I do.
Only thing that I can think of is it wouldn't fit me. That's probably.
That's so funny. I love this. Thank you so much for having me be a part of this. And Cliff, I feel like we're best friends already.
Absolutely, Tim.
I feel like
coming out to Chicago soon.
Cheryl, how cool! You're so nice. Thank you.
Oh, you're the best.
Yeah, that's because the camera's on. Wait till we get off the camera. Husband calls me all the time. I gotta go to court all the time for her because she beats on her husband. I'm just kidding. No, listen. I want to say that and I say this story all the time. Cheryl Rodriguez used to come to my freestyle record store back in the day, but recently, when before she became my student, I asked her a very hard question, and that question was, "Who sings backgrounds for Pure Pleasures? Only you." That's what I asked her, and she was like, "That's simple, Cynthia Figueroa," and I'm like, "Where did you come from?" Wow. And she answered it just like it wasn't even. She didn't even think about it. And I'm like, "You're coming to my class." And for a year, she was a student of the game, and she has always been. But she took every class. She never missed a class. She was always early. She was always leaving late. When it was time for her to do her apprenticeship, she was there. When it was time for her to record her test demos, she was there. It's just an amazing partner to have, Cheryl Rodriguez. And now she's family. She can't get rid of me. So,
ditto.
Cool.
Yeah. And my mom has her picture on her refrigerator.
I know, it's so cute.
That's awesome.
Stop it.
Okay. Well, she doesn't have my picture, and I'm her son. But guys, I want to thank you. We mentioned countdowns and stuff like that. I'm going to have a private conversation with Larry V soon. We're going to have to discuss the real reason why we do things in our music. It's not to create separation. It's to create a place where you can listen to good quality freestyle music. And I am disappointed in the way that iRadio stations and freestyle groups treat countdowns as a publicity stunt or as a way for them to get viewers or to create dissension between people, I just hope that when I have Shy on here, we can clear up what happened between us last year, and we can really get going on 2021 in promoting good quality freestyle music and trying to bring everyone together instead of everybody having a small little team that only goes for that specific person, you know. And that goes for everywhere. That goes for people in Chicago, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and all the places that love freestyle. We got to unite together to keep this music going. And we do have momentum, but with the momentum comes a lot of issues, you know. And I hope that tonight you can see that all these people that are here, my knights of the Freestyle Roundtable, have gotten together to share with you their top songs for 2020. And we are so similar in our lists that it's pretty ridiculous on how together we are in promoting good quality freestyle music. So kudos to everybody here on the panel.
Hey, CPR, what I'm thinking here is there's a lot of people who probably joined in as we started doing the countdown. So with 7 minutes left, maybe we should all just go 10-1 ourselves just to read off the tracks.
Sure. I will let Cheryl Rodriguez read off her top 10 songs of 2020. Ladies first, please go ahead.
Okay, I had Black and White, Pure Pleasure. I don't know why. I had 7 and All These Memories. I had This Is Life, Jessie B, Believe in Love, Into the Night. You should have told All the Way. You should have told me. Dedicate Your Love, Now That You're Gone, and Slipping Through My Hands.
This is the person
Wait, did I screw that up?
This is the person that I gave a compliment to and that's going to inherit my top 10 countdown.
It's over.
It's funny, which brings me back to 2001 when we had our countdown for the year, and it was supposed to be divided into 3 DJs: Jesus the Juice Vasquez, the founder of our show, Louis the Legend Rodriguez, and myself. So I was supposed to come and count down the last 10 songs for that particular year. Louis Rodriguez was supposed to kick it off, and then Jesus was supposed to do the middle. Louis Rodriguez started with the number 1 song, and coming in at number 1, Christina Marie, Turn the Lights Down Low. I'm like, all right, well, I can go home now. Everybody knows what number 1 is. Tim Spinnin Schommer, can you please share with us what your top 10 for 2020 is?
All right. I can start it. Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah, you go.
Number 10, Adelis with Dragon and The Way That You Love Me. Annalise, I guess I should say. Number 9, Jessie B, This Is Life. Number 8, Black and White, Pure Pleasure. Number 7, Shy and Forever. Number 6, Lisette Melendez, Stop in the Name of Love. Number 5, I'm Going Crazy, Mark Milan. Number 4, Sammy Zone with Carlos Barrios, Mr. Carlos Barrios, Believe in Love. Number 3, George Anthony with Cynthia. You should
have told me.
You should have told me.
See what you did to me? You got me all jacked up. No, it's my handwriting. Look at this. You don't even.
That's how I felt. I wasn't even sure I was reading from the right list because I have so many lists.
Hey, Tim.
And Cynthia, and You Should Have Loved Me along with All the Way.
Tim, 2, yeah. Do you write in Braille?
Yeah, it really is like chicken scratch.
Okay, just checking.
It would have been better just reading it upside down because I really would have been better. TKA Slipping Through My Hands, and then J. Mazur, You Don't Even Know Me is number 1.
Perfect. Cliff Potts, can you please read out your top 10?
Yeah, let me find it again. Hold on, it's here. All right, there we go. Starting at 10, Apology IOU, Louis Marte. This Is Life, Jessie B. The remixes, The Way That You Love Me, Annalise. I'm Going Crazy, Mark Milan. Memories of Love, Elisa B. Dedicate My Love, Willie Valentine. You Should Have Told Me, George Anthony. All These Memories, Chrissy Ais. Slipping Through My Hands, TKA. And Believe in Love, Carlos Barrios versus Sammy Zone.
Nice. My number 10 is Carlos Barrios versus Sammy Zone, Believe in Love. Number 9, Mr. Willie Valentine and Dedicate My Love. At number 8, Chrissy Ais, All These Memories. Number 7, Blue Ivy and Last Time. Number 6, GA George Anthony, All the Way. Number 5, Annalise and The Way That You Love Me. Number 4, Alyssa B and The Memories of Love. Number 3 is Diddle D and Into the Night. Number 2, Them Boys, Pure Pleasure and Black and White. And of course, the number 1 song in the entire freestyle universe is TKA's Slipping Through My Hands. Now, let me preface it for you. I am still working on the top 40 songs of 2020. I have not calculated all the numbers. I don't know who number one is going to be. So this is just our personal countdowns. I want to make that clear before we sign off for tonight.
Cool.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Tim Spinnin Schommer, how can they get some of your merch?
I'm sorry, I was getting ready to go. TimSpinnin.com.
And what is the latest goodie that you have for release?
TimSpinnin.com. I've got the downloads. I've got the hats. I've got T-shirts. We got leggings. And if I look good in those leggings, you're going to look amazing, Cliff. Let me tell you.
Do you have?
I was about to send you a message asking if you were single, Tim.
Freestyle Freak leggings. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. It's so crazy. You can wear the leggings, and then without pockets, there's a place to hold your keys. Anyway, so I got T-shirts and hats, and I get the beanie too. It's really cool.
I can't wait for the Tim Spinnin Schommer mantees for all the male freestyle artists out there.
There you go. Funny.
Well, timspinning.com, we're going to have the information on the description on the YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Vinyl Assassin, please let us know about you. What is coming up for you?
They can get some free USBs by joining me in Daytona Beach on December 26th.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, so come join your, get out of the cold Christmas and come down to sunny Florida and enjoy the warm weather with me.
That's awesome. Cheryl Rodriguez.
We're sitting over at Cliff's.
Cheryl Rodriguez is going to be live every Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. And every Friday, 8 to 12 midnight on 90.7 FM WTCC. But Cheryl, what do you got going for us this up-and-coming Thursday and Friday?
Well, I did something a little different for Thursday's show. When I bring in my new school, I usually like to tease them and scatter them throughout the. I put in a couple different things in there for them, and then Friday I'm like really excited about because we're starting, of course, the top 40, and I kind of souped that up really good. I put in a lot of good stuff for it. So
excellent. So yes, this up-and-coming Friday, we're going to be starting the top 40 freestyle songs of 2020. I'm also going to be doing a special. I want to talk about history. I think that history is important, and we want to talk about the songs that have made it to number one in the last 10 years. If you go back to 2008, the number one song for 2008 was Carlos After Dark Barrios versus Sammy Soul, Without You. In 2009, the number one song was Stevie B, Different Kind of Love. In 2010, it was TKA, Set It Off. And so on and so forth. So I want to share with you our history of our freestyle countdown that has been going on for 25 years plus. And our countdowns are weekly for many, many years without stop. And don't forget to check out cprsmusic.com. Tim Spinnin Schommer, thank you so much for joining us. It's an honor to have you here, GOAT. Also, Cliff Potts, Vinyl Assassin, thank you so much for being here. Cheryl Rodriguez, I'll see you soon. Much luck to everybody. This has been CPR's Clubhouse Live. And the nights of the Freestyle Roundtable, counting down the hottest songs in 2020. We'll see you soon.